What is going on, you guys? Admiratory here, and welcome back for another World of Warship video on my channel. Now today is a very special day because I have finally unlocked the tier 10 Japanese battleship Yamato. Now this is my most favorite battleship out of World War II and probably one of my most favorite battleship in World of Warship in general. But the reason why I like this ship is not what a lot of people assume I would like the ship. A lot of people really assume people want the Yamato simply because it's the biggest and heaviest battleship in history. Just battleship, not ship in general, because I'm pretty sure the aircraft carriers today are heavier than this ship by a couple thousand tons, or more like, I think the USS Reagan weigh about, displaced the water about 114,000 tons, I believe, and that is about 40,000 tons more than this ship. But in battleship category, the Yamato takes it. So why do I really like this ship? Aside from the fact that it's being the biggest and heaviest and look like a fearsome ship, well, it's actually a really impressive ship, and I like the way it looks, especially the design of the ship. And what really impressed me about the Yamato is that this ship is from Japan. It's a Japanese ship, obviously, because the name is Yamato. But if you look back in history, the Japanese people, they didn't really have anything against the West when they were opened in 1850s by Commodore Perry Matthew, or Commodore Matthew Perry in a better word to say his name. But Japan back in the day, they didn't have any metal ships or ironclads. They only had wooden ships, they only had bows and arrows, they didn't have guns, they didn't have any of these stuff that the Westerner has, because Japan was isolated from the world for a long time. And why the Yamato is very impressive, aside from its sheer size, is that it took Japan 100 years before World War II happened. It took them 100 years to actually figure out how to catch up to the West. And that I really applaud them for such abilities to catch up to the West in terms of knowledge. I mean, China could have done it, but China being abused by the West, all the Eastern countries, only, from my perspective, only Japan really came out to be a top-notch Eastern power. Now, aside from the fact that their empire was, their motivation was really evil and devilish and all that stuff are negative, whatever you want to say, the morals behind it. But aside from the war politic, and you just look at this machinery and what they have achieved, it is very impressive, and that's why I really like the Yamato, aside from its looks and sheer size. I mean, you can't, like, how can you even comprehend somebody catching up and seeing that they were able to build a ship bigger than any Western ship? Now, aside from that, it's very similar to like someone joining the basketball team or any sports team, and they're very new, and everyone around them are pros. And you expect, most people will expect the noob guy, so he's not gonna do anything. And in less than a week or 2 weeks after hard training, this new guy just comes out of nowhere and just dunks everybody. That's how really Japan was back in the day. Well, aside from all the war politics with Japan, but in the sense of liking engineering, because I'm really into engineering technology, Japan has really impressed me during World War II. Now, they definitely didn't impress me with what they done with all the atrocities, but as in terms of military technology, they should deserve some recognition. And a lot of Westerners try to look down on them, because before World War II even started, the British were laughing at the Japanese for attacking the United States, because they thought the Japanese had some sort of bamboo Japanese Zeros, or the ships were poorly made or something. And I can't confirm that their ships were poorly made. A lot of people say the Yamato armor, even though it's heaviest armor in all battleships, they have poor quality armor or poorly built armor. And that's tough for me to believe, because Japanese culture, they tend to build things the best of the best they can do. Aside from the equipment, we can confirm that their warfare equipment were poorly made. But in shipbuilding, I'm pretty sure they were doing their best of building the most quality ship, because they don't have the quantity. Their country is very small, so they have to build very quality ships. And the Yamato and the Musashi are great examples of these more beasts that they have created. Now, aside from the Yamato being one of my most favorite ships, the big question is it the best battleship out of World War II? And that is a very tough question to answer, because from what I've seen, not many battleships have engaged in a real battleship battle, because aircraft carriers are the thing. They're the modern naval the most important asset in a modern naval battle. And the United States came out with 140 aircraft carriers, while Japan only had a small amount, 10, I think, and they lost all of them. And that proves the point that air superiority really beats the battleship, and that's when battleships became a dead class of ships. I can't guarantee my opinion for saying that battleships are useless today, but they're definitely not as powerful as aircraft carriers in terms of naval asset. So is the Yamato the best battleship? Just a battleship? And I'm gonna say no. And it might be an overstatement, but let's start off with the history of the Yamato. The Yamato was laid down in 1937 and it was finished building in 1940, I believe. And it was launched in 1940. It was perfect time before Pearl Harbor happened, which is in 1941, the day of infamy. So Japan was ready for war. Now, considering the fact that the Yamato was pre-World War II, the design, the things that they put together, radar was a very primitive technology, and there is one particular ship that has radar, and the reason why radar is so important is the fire control system. Having the most accurate shots with a battleship proves to be supreme, and that particular ship that I know of just happens to be the USS Iowa, and that's my second most favorite ship of all battleship. I actually myself visited the USS Iowa, and it's just an amazing ship because I live in Nevada, and the USS Iowa, the original Iowa, is parked right on the LA bays, and this ship is humongous and is amazing. Now the Yamato's, I think, is 20,000 tons heavier than the Iowa, so I can't imagine how heavy the Yamato is. But the Iowa had better technology, and I believe, when was this released? Let's see. It entered service in 1943, and that was the decade where they started introducing these primitive radars. So they added the radar system to the Iowa, and that what really made the Iowa possibly better than the Yamato, aside from the fact that the Yamato is much more heavily armored and has a much bigger caliber cannon. The Iowa has 16-inch, while the Yamato has 18.1-inch, which is very huge. It's the biggest caliber in naval history by far that I know of. So in terms of armor, shelling, and everything else, the Yamato seems more promising. Except for speed, in terms of technology, the Iowa will take over the Yamato. Now, we cannot prove the fact that the Iowa is better than the Yamato or the Yamato better than the Iowa. Why is that? Well, we don't have any evidence that these two ships battle against each other because they never really faced each other. And the end of the war, the Yamato and the Musashi were sunk by torpedo planes. And like the Bismarck, like the Tempest, the Yamato and Musashi, of their greatest glory of being a huge battleship, they were not able to see their full strength flex during World War II. And it's kind of sad, but in reality, we do things what we have to do to end the war. And war is not a day to be like all speculating. It's like, wow, man, that Iowa is really taking on that Yamato. Or, it's not like a wrestling match or a boxing match. It's really war, and we're fighting for a country, for what we believe in. So the Yamato and the Musashi, if I recall, the Musashi took on 19 torpedoes and 10 dive bombers. My numbers might not be correct, but they're somewhere near there. That's what they said, and that sounds a lot, and it's believable because the armor on these two ships are huge. The Yamato, unfortunately, took about 10 torpedoes before it got sunk. So these ships are really powerful, and they didn't shoot much down planes when they were sending the planes to sink the Yamato. So how many planes were they sending? I think about 400, which is like a beehive. I mean, like I said, America came out with like 140 some carriers out of World War II, and Japan was bound to lose. And this one big massive ship that they believe could take on all the ships was truly a failure. But aside from that, we can really recognize the Yamato's performance in terms of being a special ship. Now, aside from me saying that the Iowa is much more accurate than the Yamato and being one of the most advanced ships out of World War II, the Yamato, although it didn't have radar fire control system, the Yamato had top-notch optics. Like that was really back in the day battleship battles. They had optics pre-World War II, and Yamato, I believe the Japanese had very advanced binoculars. They were selling these binoculars to the US Navy until World War II broke out, and they stopped selling them because these Japanese binoculars are really good. So in theory, the Yamato this does have some sort of accuracy, and it does still have the ability to take on the Iowa. Now, aside from Yamato versus Iowa and, you know, the Bismarck, it's all different philosophy, and I like all ships. But the Yamato just really lands on my top number one, my most favorite ship. And it doesn't, even if this ship wasn't the most effective ship, the most powerful ship, I really do like the design, and it has a huge cultural significance in Japan. Now, aside from all the history and my own opinions and my own explanation for this ship, let's look at how the Yamato looks up close. So I did play several games with it. I'm trying to rank up my captain skills or retrain him, and it's very close, obviously, but it's still not there yet. But I want to get the ship out there for you guys to see how well the Yamato performs in general. So from my own opinion, so far, the Yamato AA is mediocre. It's okay. Although it has a lot of AA, these small AAs only open up at 3 kilometers, and I think these secondaries and actually multi-purpose AA and secondaries open up about 5 kilometers, I think. Yeah. So the problem with the AA is that once the planes get near to your ship, they drop their torpedoes by then, and you start shooting out planes after all. So its AA is okay, but you really need a cruiser next to you, and really I doubt anyone wants to cruise next to a Yamato for the entire game. So understandably, the Yamato, you have to play with your team, you have to follow your team in every beginning game, and I found out right away when I unlocked the ship, because the AA, they're very powerful in terms of when they get near you, but they're ineffective due to their short range. Aside from that, the Yamato clearly has the biggest armament, and a lot of people do specify the fact that although it has the biggest armament, it won't have the most effective shells, because I believe American shells are much more advanced than the Yamato shells. But physics-wise, you can guarantee that 18-inch will pierce through a battleship, just without a doubt. You can sit down anybody with the Yamato. And just looking at it, I mean, these things are huge. Look at that. And there's been saying that each one of these turrets are literally the same weight as a destroyer. So the Yamato is hauling its weight and 3 destroyers at once and turning these turrets. And these are the slowest turrets in the game. Pretty sure they're slowest because they're the heaviest. So aside from that, it's just an amazing looking ship. It's just a beautiful, look at that, beautiful. Let's get that rising sun look. Let's try to get the Yamato sailing. All right, guys. Oh my god, just amazing looking ship. Alright guys, I'm gonna get this Yamato sailing, and let's see what she can do on the battlefield. Alrighty you guys, we are in the match, and it's actually a very small game because I'm recording this late at night. So we're going against a Montana, and the North Carolina, the Tirpitz, 2 Tirpitz, a Zao, Baltimore, Otago, a Kagero. Now the Kagero is my biggest concern because being this massive takes a huge toll of being the biggest target and easiest target to be targeted by a DD, and that's what sucks about being in Yamato, because everyone will be targeting you simply because of your Yamato, and being the biggest, DDs want to target you, battleships just want to hit you for being a big target. So our biggest goal right now is trying to take that Montana out, and nobody else can contest that Montana except me and faithful Tirpitz. Now, one thing I want to note to you guys is that the Yamato probably has one of the best sound from the full salvo. I'm about to give you guys one full salvo right now against the Zao. Hopefully it doesn't turn on me. Oh my god, the sound of the 18 inches are amazing. Looks like the Zao is slowing down on me. Or maybe I can hit him. No, that's bad. But the sound of it is just what makes this ship worth. I really like the Yamato's cannons, like no doubt. Aside from being very slow traverse speed, is literally 1 minute every time you want to traverse these cannons. But the sound of it is amazing. And look how many scalpings you get. You get 7. Let's see how long it lasts. Active for 100 seconds. So pretty much almost 8 minutes on estimation. The farthest maximum range you can get is 26 kilometers. But on the facts, I heard the Yamato can go up to 42 kilometers, which is kind of obsolete in a sense, because they're gonna need a scout plane to measure or land these shots. But it has the capabilities of landing 42 kilometers, which is crazy. Let's see. Try and find the Montana. I'm not even sure if I'm spotted yet because I don't have my captain's upgrade. I shot one salvo. Waiting for my... Actually, the narc was turning on me, so I'm not gonna fire that. But yeah. You literally have to turn the ship in order to move your turrets faster. I really do like small games, but they're not as action-packed. But for being a high tier, small games feels much more better. I don't know if this is he going slow? Just shoot three. Shoot three different places and see where to land. Sometimes battleships want to get all tricky with you. Ah, miss. Haven't hit anything yet, so let's see if we can make this a good game. Montana spotted in 25 kilometers. Okay, let's pray these land. I'm gonna judge right here. Full broadside. Come on. Disappeared on me. I don't think those gonna land. Anyone died yet? Nope. Oh, actually, wow, hit 4. Oh yeah, I want to point out the fact that these cannons, if you run the main battery increased accuracy, they're really accurate. Like, I get 6 shots down sometimes. 6 to 7. I think the most I've done was 8. 8 out of 9 shots land. And you bet that that ship died instantly. Now, there is one big problem with having 18-inch cannons is that some cruisers you actually overpen. I'm not sure if I'm overpenning or missing, but it's a possibility I overpen. Look at that. Oh no, we gotta slow down. We gotta slow down. Gotta turn. Slow. Cut the throttle. Yeah, you see the Kagero. Yeah, the Kagero is aiming for me.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Montana did a great deal amount of damage. It's not... The gameplay might not be exciting, but I like it because when you play a big game with a Yamato, sometimes it's really tough to get your game going right. But you have more freedom to do whatever you want in these smaller games. Looks like he's turning on me. That Tirpitz. Let's try to pick a better target. Is he going slow or going fast? This takes 14 seconds to get across. Oh, I actually hit that Tirpitz. Let's go into this little small area. See if we can find a Baltimore and a Taco. Let's take out those guys. I'm very concerned about the Taco because a Taco is more than capable of killing me if he just suicidal with his torpedo. I hate when people do that, but you gotta give them credit for trying really hard to take down tier 10 ship, right? Alright. Oh, what? Oh my gosh, this Tirpitz. What are you doing? The Tirpitz torpedo range is only 6. It's only 6 kilometers. Why would you launch them at this range? Okay, so this Tirpitz needs a lot of help against Baltimore. I gotta keep going. Oh, Tago's in range. He can definitely torpedo me. I'm gonna kill the Tago first because he is a bigger threat. Oh, never mind. Whoever got him, was that Tirpitz? I don't know. Baltimore died too. Nice. Okay, let's start traversing the turrets. Might end up as a draw, but it's always nice to cruise down. In the future, I will come up with better gameplay where it's more action-packed. The best map for the ship I believe, is Hotspot. I like Hotspot. A lot of people don't like Hotspot because of the spawning system, but I like it because you actually get into battle. Aside, the only time you really have a bad day in the hotspot is when you're going against a bunch of DDs as a destroyer player. I mean, yeah, as a battleship player. But for destroyer players, they have a lot of fun in hotspot. I don't particularly have that much fun. See, this Tempest is gonna come out of the iceberg. Okay. Looks like those shells are going for me. So I'm gonna angle my armor and pray these shells miss me. The advantage of playing Montana is having an extra turret. What? How did that not hit? That looked clearly on armor. But yeah, the advantage of playing at Montana, which I'm planning to unlock, but I'm more concerned about getting the Iowa. But the Montana is really the Iowa with extra turret and everything, pretty much a beefed up Iowa. Probably here. I was hoping for that Tempest to come around the iceberg. Where is he going? These are very tough shots. People turning in onto them. Got one hit, but that's not much any use because they bounce. Gotta stay vigilant about that Zao. Oh no, he took out one of my turrets. Alright, it is the battle of the giants. Come on, Montana.
Problem solved, sir.
See where these land. Come on, Citadel, baby. Oh no, they're too high. This North Carolina is gonna double team on me too. Yeah, the North. Let's use this iceberg to our advantage, and hopefully someone can kill that Zao because the Zao is gonna drop torpedoes on me. I don't know, that's too low or too high. Because he's pretty far. Or too short. There we go. Let me, Jesus. They're focusing me really hard. This Tempest is gonna come around the corner. I guarantee he's gonna drop torpedoes. And this Zao is gonna... We gotta get rid of the Zao. Let's repair up. Oh my gosh, that Kagero's right behind me. That's not good. Keeping up with note of that. He disappeared. No. Kagero, don't do this! That was one blind shot. Okay, Montana is coming around this iceberg. He's gonna have a slight advantage because that Kagero is putting me in a really, really difficult situation. I can either deal with that North Carolina or I take out that Montana, but my initial goal was for the Montana. Big problem with that is that I want to change side with my turrets, but they're really slow. Hopefully Montana's going to show me a nice broadside. Like that. Come on. Please don't bounce. Oh, 3 citadels! Oh my god! Oh, I really like these 18-inchers. Kagero's coming for me. I know you. Oh shoot. He's gonna try to shoot at me. He's gonna fire a salvo, Montana. Don't do it. Don't you do it. He's gotta be dead. Another citadel. Alright. Where exactly is this? Okay, Turpus is fairly far away. I have a choice of going this way, so I'm gonna go this way. Because the Turpus is on that side. Wow! Just 4 times Citadel that Montana. Montana's a really good ship, I really want it, but I picked the Yamato because it's actually a real ship. I think Montana could have been a ship. They were planning to make 3 or 4. Only thing is that, like I said, oh crap, he can actually sit it on me. Start turning left. But the thing is that at the end of the war, near the coming ends of the war, they end up building carriers over the Montana. Like I said, battleships are far superior. No, battleship not far superior, but carriers are far superior. I'm gonna take the shot yet because there's no point. Come on. Ah, just too high, too high, too high. Oh, this North Carolina's dead. Come on, baby. You can do it. Did he die? No, he didn't die. Oh, he's right here. How did that? DD did not see him. Alright, just show me a very nice broadside. I'm not gonna shoot until he shows a nice broadside. Do not shoot your cannons as a battleship up these tiers because you gotta wait for that perfect shot or you'll bounce. Now this is pretty gamblish. Let's see if this one works. Oh, that was bad. Looks like he won't be able to turn. The secondaries are working. The Yamato secondaries are really good. I'll give you that. A lot of people run maximum secondaries upgrades on these ships, but I think I'm just gonna get the reload on it. Oh please! Oh, he almost hit me in the citadel. Decent. Let's slow down. He's gonna creep around the corner. This is quite gamblish. But say goodbye, North Carolina. Oh my gosh. Now where was that Tirpitz? That Tirpitz is on the across the map. Yeah, the Tirpitz right there. My God, it's really nice to feel these cannons because someone is near a point. That's me. I'm guessing he's talking to me, but it's really worth playing the Yamato. So all the battleships that play on the Japanese line, they're nowhere near the style of the Yamato because it's more geared to the American for being heavily armored and having such a huge caliber and triple turrets. Yeah, the Izuma has triple turrets, but the Izuma armor is really bad. But the Yamato is just an amazing ship. Now, as much as I like the Yamato, I do not like the higher tier gaming community because the higher tier people are really not really that welcoming when you play. Complain a lot. Some people complain about me playing Yamato because I sometimes I pick the wrong side of the map where there's no action, and sometimes I should really wait in the beginning of the game. So we're just gonna grab B, and I think it's pretty much game. H9, where is H9? Yeah, that Tirpitz is not gonna contest us. So what are we capturing? Let's see. From our previous, oh, he's spotted. But from our previous experience with Yamatos, the repair on this thing is ridiculous at times. One time I got a repair from half health right here, all the way to like almost right here. I think that's about 20,000 in repair, which is 2 citadels on a Yamato, which is a lot of health. That's a lot of health to get repairs. Pop the plane, see if we can see this ship better. The sound effects on this ship is uncontested. I think I heard the Montana before. The Montana also sounds really amazing, but I think the Yamato takes it simply because it's 18 inches. Oh, got hit. A citadel! A citadel on Tirpitz. You don't see that often. Only possible with these cannons. I believe you can only citadel Tirpitz from plunge fire. And sometimes you can do citadel Tirpitz if you don't plunge fire, but you gotta get really lucky. The way that the armor scheme on the Tirpitz is very complicated from what I heard. That's why it's really difficult to citadel the Tirpitz. Even though the ship doesn't look like that heavily armored. It's very armored, but it's not as heavy as, like, say for instance, it doesn't look as heavy armored as the North Carolina. But the Tirpitz, man. Next game, watching next video, I will definitely do a video about the turrets because I do have turrets. And I did promise in another video I should do the turrets, but the Yamato just came up. So let's see how much damage we did. Even though, let's keep in mind that there's not many ships in this game. And I did land 41 shells. 41 shells, just think about it. I only have 9 cannons, 3 turrets, and these turrets rotate very slowly. But they do have fast reloading for a battleship. So I landed 41 shells. I got 6 citadels, which is really good. I sunk 3. The game is very small. I got 2000 XP without premium, so check out the damage. 139,000, almost 140,000, which is not bad. Not bad. And I did 4,000 with my secondary. Now, I've seen people have done much more damage than this, but I just want to get a video of the Yamato out for you people out there who really want the Yamato. Is it worth getting Yamato? It's definitely worth getting Yamato. The moment I got that Yamato, I sold my Izumo. And one day I might get the Izumo back because it's a unique ship. But the ship's broken. It's really broken. I think Wargaming should fix that. But aside from that, I think you guys really enjoyed the Yamato if you unlocked it. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Next time, when I think next time I will be driving the Tier 8 German battleship turrets. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and next time on World of Warship, we'll be seeing the German turrets. Later.